The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. At approximately 9:23 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 23-year-old Jonathan Hills has been found alive and has been spotted in Los Angeles, California, killing random civilians, destroying cars, buildings, shelters, buses, and is shooting down airplanes. It has been stated by Jonathan that he has a nuclear bomb planted on a Hollywood sign and is set to detonate at any time from now. All residents living in the city of Los Angeles, evacuate now. Get all of your family members, get non-perishable food, water, important supplies, clothes, and a first aid kit. If you see Jonathan, leave the area immediately and run for your life. Emergency services are unavailable at this time. Stay tuned for more further information. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. At approximately 9:38 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the nuclear bomb that was planted on the Hollywood sign in Los Angeles, California has exploded. As a result, the city of Los Angeles has been destroyed, and everybody was killed due to the explosion. However, it has been reported that Jonathan Hills has disappeared 4 minutes before the explosion. His death is unknown at this time. In addition, all residents who are still alive and are listening to this message, seek a nearby fallout shelter now. Fallout is a product of nuclear attacks. Any exposure to fallout will result in certain sickness or death. If there is no fallout shelter nearby your area, move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. If there is no shelter near your area, then get to the floor and take cover. This is an attack warning. I repeat, this is an attack warning. An attack warning means that an attack against the United States has been detected, and that protective action should be taken. Stay away from doors, windows, and outside walls. Put as much space between you from the outside world as much as possible. Do not leave your shelter until it is considered safe by the proper authorities. If you leave your shelter, you will be exposing yourself to radioactive fallout, and you will die. More information on this dangerous situation will follow momentarily. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. At approximately 10:34 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 23-year-old Jonathan Hills has hijacked a Delta Airlines flight carrying 550 people on board. The plane is described to be a Boeing 777 jet. It is reported that the pilots who were flying the plane were killed by Jonathan. It is believed that the plane is heading to San Antonio, Texas. Martial law will be handling the situation. Stay tuned for more information. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The flight that was hijacked earlier today has crashed on its way back to Los Angeles. It is believed that 23-year-old Jonathan Hills had a parachute to jump out of the plane. However, his whereabouts is unknown at the time. All 550 passengers on board the Delta Airlines flight were killed. The flight had crashed at Los Angeles International Airport, killing or injuring people in the airport as well. Fatalities are yet to be confirmed. If you see Jonathan, run for your life and don't stop running. He will kill you. More information on the dangerous situation will follow momentarily. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. At approximately 3:44 Central Daylight Time, Jonathan Hills has been spotted in Kansas City, Missouri, killing every random civilian he sees. It is believed that Jonathan is now armed with advanced military weapons. It is stated by Jonathan that he has 3 nuclear bombs planted in random places in Kansas City and are set to detonate at any time. All residents listening to this message, evacuate Kansas City immediately. If you are listening to this message and you are living near Missouri, then grab all of your family members, bring non-perishable food, water, supplies, clothes, first aid kits, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio to a fallout shelter now. Fallout is a product of nuclear events. Any exposure to fallout will result in certain sickness or death. Do not approach Jonathan as he is considered armed and extremely dangerous. Stay tuned for more information on the developing situation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is an attack warning. I repeat, this is an attack warning. An attack warning means that an attack against the United States has been detected, and that protective action should be taken. At approximately 4:07 p.m. Central Daylight Time, all 3 nuclear bombs have been detonated at the same time. As a result, all of Kansas has been destroyed to ashes, killing everybody. All fallout shelters have been destroyed. I repeat, all fallout shelters have been destroyed. In addition, Jonathan Hills has been reported missing again 5 minutes before the explosion. Emergency services will be unavailable for the next 23 days in Kansas. May God bless the United States of America and the American citizens. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. At approximately 7:09 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Jonathan Hills has been reported alive, robbing banks, killing random civilians, abducting children, throwing grenades, and shooting down planes. Jonathan Hills has stolen over an estimated of $986 billion from different banks in North Carolina. All remaining banks that hasn't been robbed will be shut down until further notice. In addition, the suspect's next target is believed to be Florida. All residents in the state of North Carolina, lock all of your doors immediately. Stay away from doors or windows. Turn off all electronic devices and hide somewhere in your home. If Jonathan breaks into your home, use armed protection by all means. Do not approach Jonathan as he is considered extremely dangerous. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. It is believed that 23-year-old Jonathan Hills has now been spotted in Charleston, South Carolina, blowing up foster homes, hospitals, schools, and buildings. Over 3,465 people have died. All shelters are destroyed, including fallout shelters. If you see Jonathan, run for your life and don't stop running. He will kill you. Martial law are now handling the situation and are tracking him down. Stay tuned for more information. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. All residents living in Florida, evacuate the state immediately. It has been reported that Jonathan Hills is headed towards Jacksonville. As a precaution, grab all of your family members, take all armed protection, get non-perishable food, water, clothes, supplies, first aid kits, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio. Jonathan is also believed to be heading towards Florida in a stolen 2017 Honda Odyssey, license plate 335NJ2. If you see the car, run away from the area immediately and don't stop running. Jonathan will kill you and your family. Do not approach the suspect as he is considered armed and extremely dangerous. Stay tuned for further information on the developing situation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Residents living in the city of Jacksonville, evacuate the city immediately. Jonathan Hills has now been reported planting propane bombs and sticky bombs inside homes, buildings, and schools. These bombs will come in a suspicious packaging. The package has been reported to be a brown box cardboard box with the label, "Fragile" on it. Over 43 of these boxes have already exploded, killing 987 people. If you see these bombs anywhere around your house, do not open them, grab the boxes, and take the boxes to a place far away from your area. If you see Jonathan, dial 911 immediately. More information on the dangerous situation will follow momentarily. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. At approximately 5:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Jonathan Hills has been reported abducting men and women at ages of 20 through 25. It is believed that over 65 men and women have been brutally murdered with their heads, arms, legs, or breasts cut off while Jonathan was traveling to Orlando, Florida. All residents living in the city of Orlando, evacuate the city immediately. There's still time. There's only 2 hours for Jonathan to reach Orlando. As a precaution, grab all of your family members, get non-perishable food, water, supplies, clothes, a first aid kit, and a battery-powered radio to a nearby shelter now. Stay tuned for further information on the developing story. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. It has been stated by 23-year-old Jonathan Hills that he has planted 5 nuclear bombs all over Orlando, Florida. All residents listening to this message, evacuate now and quickly as you can. Grab all of your family members, including pets, non-perishable food, water, clothes, a first aid kit, armed protection, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio. Do not approach the suspect. I repeat, do not approach the suspect as he is considered extremely dangerous and armed. May God bless the United States of America and the American citizens. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. At approximately 7:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, all 5 nuclear weapons that were planted around Orlando were detonated. As a result, all of Orlando has been destroyed to a pile of rubble, and half of Tampa. All residents who are still alive and are listening to this message, evacuate Florida or head to a fallout shelter now. Fallout is a product of nuclear events. Any exposure to fallout will result in certain sickness or death. This is an attack warning. I repeat, this is an attack warning. An attack warning means that an attack against the United States has been detected, and that protective action should be taken. In addition, 23-year-old Jonathan Hills has disappeared suddenly, 12 minutes before the explosion. His whereabouts is currently unknown at the time. Do not leave your shelter until it is considered safe by the proper authorities. If you leave your shelter, you will be exposing yourself to radioactive fallout, and you will be killed. Emergency services will be unavailable for the next 30 days. May God bless the United States of America and the American citizens. An administrative message from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The suspect known as 23-year-old Jonathan Hills has finally been captured and arrested. He is no longer considered as a threat to the United States of America. However, there is massive damage around half the United States. The National Guard will not be available at the time. In addition, stay in your shelter as fallout hasn't cleared out yet. If you leave your shelter, you will be exposed to radioactive fallout, and you will die. All broadcast and cable systems are allowed to resume regular programming. Emergency broadcast will now be handed to state and local officials.